So here we are on row 7. What we're going to do is begin with our border once again. So my border, I'm going to start with my garter stitches and then my purls. I can insert the needle. So garter stitch, garter stitch, garter stitch, and garter stitch, and next we have our purls. Okay. So I'm going to purl 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so that's my border. And now we are on the pattern part. Let's bring our stitch marker over and begin the pattern. So the pattern for row 7 is, we're going to begin with knit 3. Okay, so remember in row 5 we did knit 2. Now in row 7 we're going to knit 3. 1, 2, 3, like that. And then we're going to yarn over. Okay, so we're going to do a knit yarn over. So our yarn is in the back. We're going to bring it from the top around like that to create our artificial loop. And then we're going to knit 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay. Okay, so after we have our 3 knits, our yarn over, 4 knits, we will do an SSK. All right. So the next 2 stitches, we're going to slip, slip, knit. So insert your hook, insert your needles into the first one as if you're doing a knit. Second one as if you're doing a knit. You have 2 stitches here. We're going to bring them back from the back. We're going to bring them back onto our needle like that. We changed the direction of the stitch and now we are going to insert it from the back like this. Okay, like that. And knit. Insert it into both and knit. Like that. So that's our SSK decrease. 2 stitches become 1. And so now we will do purl 2. Okay, so we have 3 purls remaining before we have our knits over here. So let's purl, bring your yarn forward, purl the next 2, 1, 2. Like that. We have 1 purl remaining. We will knit 2 together. So bring your yarn to the back as if you're knitting, take the next 2 stitches, insert your needle into both of those and do a knit 2 together. Once again, 2 stitches become 1. And so now we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches remaining. Okay. In those 7 stitches, after we do our knit 2 together, we will knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 3 stitches remaining. We're going to yarn over. So yarn over knit way. So our yarn is in the back. Bring it from the back. So bring it from the up, down. Sorry, from the top to the bottom. Create our artificial loop, and then we're going to knit the last 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, just like that. Right? There we go. As you can see, our thing is starting to shape. Okay. Now we're on our border. Bring your stitch marker over and work on your border. So once again, my border has 8 purls, so I'm going to purl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then my 4 garter stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, So let's look at our piece right now. So that's what we have so far. Okay. Okay. All right. And that's what it should look like. It's kind of difficult over here to see our holes, right? But I'm sure if you're using crochet thread, it's a lot easier to see the holes. Okay. But that's what we have so far. Now we are on row 8. So for row 8, we're going to turn our work over. We're going to do the rule of knit the stitch as presented. So all the knits we're going to knit. All the purls we're going to purl all the way across. And of course our garter stitch is always knit no matter what. So I'm going to do that, and I will meet you at the end of row 8 so we can begin row 9. Okay? So here we are on row 9. What we're going to do is begin with our border like normal. So my border is 4 garter stitches and 8 purls. So I'm going to be doing that. 2, 3, 4, and 8 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so now we are on the pattern. Bring our stitch marker over, and the pattern for row 9 is we're going to begin with knit 4. So insert your needle and knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, knit 4, and then we're going to yarn over. So our yarn is in the back. We're going to take it from the top to the bottom, wrap it around, create our artificial stitch. And once we do our yarn over, we are going to knit 4. So in the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. After that, we will do a SSK. So a slip, slip, knit, decrease. So the next 2 stitches, slip, slip. Bring it back onto your needle. Insert your needle as if you're going to, do a knit like that, and then knit it. Knit those 2 stitches together like that. So our SSK decrease. And then after that, we are not going to purl. So previously, as you can see, we've done all our purls here, so we're not going to purl on row 9. Row 9, we're going to connect it together like that. So we did our SSK decrease. Now the next 2 stitches, we're going to just knit 2 together. So knit 2 together. Okay, so after our SSK right here, knit 2 together right there. And then we're going to knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. After we knit 4, we will yarn over. So we have 4 stitches remaining. Our yarn is in the back. We're going to take it from the top, wrap it around, our artificial loop. Okay, and then we're going to knit the last 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Then we're going to take our stitch marker over, and then we are on the border. So then we're going to work our border. My border, 8 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 purls, and 4 garter stitches. So knit those garter stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we have finished round 9. Okay, so we're going to turn our work around, work on round 10, which is an even row again. So once again, we will knit the stitch as presented. So all the knits we will knit, all the purls we will purl, and the garter stitch will always be knit. Okay, so we'll do that all the way to the end here, where we will finish round 10 and begin round 11. So I've just completed round 10. So for round 10, just so you don't think you did anything incorrect, we have our border here, garter stitch, our knits. So this is round 10 facing us, by the way, okay? Garter stitch, our knits. And the pattern here is all purls right across, right? So this part here was our knits in the previous round, but now, in the previous rows, but now, because we closed it off, we have no more purls in this pattern for the even rows. Okay? For round 10, round 12, round 14, round 16, round 18, once you hit the pattern on an even row, no more knits. It's all purls straight across, and then you get to your border. Okay, which you'll have your knits and your garter stitch. Okay, but just to be clear so that you don't think you did anything wrong, it's all purls. So now that's row 10. Turn your work around. Let's begin row 11. For row 11, we're going to start with our border again. Okay, so work your border. 1, 2. This is my garter stitches. 3, 4, and then I have my 8 purls for my border. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's my border. And now we're going to work on the pattern. So for row 11, for the pattern, we will begin with knit 4. So in case you haven't noticed, just one more thing, all the odd rows, so when you hit an odd row, row 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, the odd rows, that's the right side. So this right here that we're working on, row 11, the right side is facing us. What's behind us is the wrong side. Okay, so when you begin to present your final piece, this is the right side. Okay, the right side has the knits with the direction and the purls in this triangle. The wrong side has knits in the triangle and purls in the direction. Okay, the right side. That's just a little tidbit for you. Okay, so let's begin the pattern for row 11. After we did our border, for row 11, we are going to knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. After we knit 4, we're going to yarn over. Okay, so again, yarn's in the back, we're going to bring it from top to bottom, create our artificial loop. After we yarn over, we are going to knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, like that. After that, now in all previous rows, we did an SSK first, and then we did a knit 2 together for a decrease, right? But now, beginning in row 11 up to row 18, well, all the odd rows, row 11, 13, 15, and 17, when we do work this pattern, we're going to do a knit 2 together first, and then we're going to do an SSK. So we're switching it around, okay? So we're going to do the next 2 stitches. We're going to knit 2 together. Like that, knit 2 together. And then the next 2 stitches, we're going to do an SSK. Okay, so insert your needle. So if you're doing a knit, slip, slip, and then put it back onto your previous needle. Okay. Insert your needle as if you're doing a knit into both those stitches, yarn over, and complete your SSK. Okay, so we did our knit 2 together, we did our SSK, and now you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches remaining. We're going to do knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stitches remaining. Then we're going to do yarn over. Your yarn should already be in the back. Take it from the top to the bottom, wrap it around. You got your artificial loop. And the remaining 4 stitches we will do knit 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we did a knit 4. Okay, like that. There we go. So now we're on our border. And just work your border like normal. So I do my 8 purls and then my garter stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I have my 4 garter stitches, which I will do that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Knit those garter stitches. Okay, so that is row 11. For row 12, we're going to turn our work over, and we're going to do the exact same thing for our even rows. Knit where we see knits, purl where we see purls, and knit our garter stitches as always. So that's row 12, and I will meet you at row 13. Okay, so here we are at the end of row 12. I turned my work over and I'm ready to begin row 13. So for row 13, as with row 15 and row 17, we're going to repeat row 11. Okay, so row 11 was, we did our border. For the pattern for row 11 was knit 4, yarn over, knit 4, knit 2 together, SSK, knit 4, yarn over, knit 4. That's the pattern, and then our border. Okay, so row 13, row 15, row 17, we are going to repeat row 11. For row 12, for row 14, row 16, and row 18, we're going to work the same rule, knit stitch as presented. So all the knits we're going to knit, and all the purls we're going to purl, and the garter stitch we're going to knit like normal. Okay, so once we hit row 18, that's going to give us the set pattern, and from there we're going to measure our length. Okay, so complete row 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, and I will meet you at the end of row 18. Okay, see you then.